Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new here. If you're already subscribed, thanks for clicking on this video. So as you can see from the title, this is going to be a story time, and just in case you were wondering, I literally filmed this the same day as my noodle challenge and my international student struggles talk with Iffy, so hence I'm in the same setup. So by the time this will be out, I'll probably be at home in London, my family are coming to visit for Christmas, and I just knew that I wouldn't be able to film as much as I usually will, just because it would just be a bit, I don't know, just my little brother and sister are coming, and I'm basically gonna be like a full-time mum when they're here. So yeah, so I'll be a bit less frequent. Like before I was doing twice a week, but over the Christmas periods I'll probably be doing once a week, so I had to like schedule my videos. I hope that made sense. But yeah, so today I just wanted to give you guys like a little story time about like my experience of transitioning from Nigeria to Togo to UK, and like how it was for me, like the cultural differences and like struggles and things that I learned and stuff. So I left Nigeria when I was 9 years old, and my dad just told us, oh yeah, you're going to you're going to school in Togo, British School of Lomé, BSL, and you're gonna be like boarding. We're like, okay. Like there wasn't really much choice given, which was actually fine because Togo was a really good school and I really like enjoyed it and stuff. And yeah, so I left Nigeria when I was 9 years old, and I went to Togo for 3 years from age of 9 to 12. So when I first came to Togo, I was with my sister Gold, who's like 4 years older than me, so we were like 9 and 12, and it was a really cool experience. Like I wasn't, like, obviously I was a bit homesick for the first like couple weeks, but I adjusted pretty quickly because there was a lot of people like there was loads of Nigerians as well, and like there was loads of people who were in the same situations who literally had just left home and stuff. So it was actually pretty easy to like, you know, like it was just easy to like acclimatized to it. But yeah, so I was in a boarding house Leeds with like 15 to 20 girls, and it was fun. Like it was a really good, you know, it was good vibes. And because obviously Togo was a French colony, we had to like learn French. So it was like mandatory, and honestly that's one thing I regret, because if I was still in Togo till now, I would actually be fluent in French, because like we had to learn it, and I was actually going like a long way with it before leaving. So when after 3 years, so I was there from year 4 to year 7, my dad was like, okay, you're gonna go to like a school in the UK, and we're like, okay, kind of thing. Like we never really asked for it, we just kind of got told, because obviously he was just pursuing like better education for us and stuff. So like, you know, it was always okay, like nobody objected to it or nobody didn't want to go, like it was fine. So we left Togo and then came to the UK. So I came to the UK at the age of 12, and I went to Beats. There's Beats prep school, and there's Beats senior school, and I started at Beats prep school in year 8, and it was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like obviously I had already left home, but it was hard adjusting from Togo to UK. Like coming to the UK, the weather, the food, everything was different. I remember so when I came to the boarding house, how they did it is, for all the new students, they put their picture and their flag on the notice board. And I remember seeing my picture and I saw a flag, and I was like, that's not the Nigerian flag. Like they just, because I came from Togo, and Togo's a French speaking country, I guess they just assumed I was from Ivory Coast, and there was an Ivorian flag next to my name, and I was like, what the hell? But for some reason I actually never confronted it, and I don't know why I didn't confront it, but I just didn't confront it. I was just like, okay, that's weird. I guess I was just really shy and like just really like naive, and I didn't really know how to like express myself and stuff. So there was an Ivorian flag next to my name, and this was the reason why like so many things like was just a bit confusing. So obviously my first language is English. That's my first and only language. That's the only language I speak. But at the time when I first came to the UK, obviously my Nigerian accent was a lot thicker. Like it was a lot harder to like for them to understand me apparently. So I remember they put me in an EAL class, and EAL was basically English for like beginners or whatever. I'm not sure what the acronym means anymore, but it was basically like English for beginners. And I remember I was like, I kept telling them like, I'm not meant to be here, like I speak English. And like every time I try to express myself, I remember my form tutor, she'd always be like, it's okay, like don't worry, we understand, it will get easier. Like because they didn't understand me, like every time I tried to express myself, they thought I was like struggling to like express myself, so they'd always be like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And they would never let me speak, and I was like, I speak English, I shouldn't be here, there's no reason for me to be in EAL. So I was just like, for a whole term, so obviously in school there's 3 terms, for a whole time in year 8 I was in EAL, and I knew that I was not meant to be there because my English was normal, like that's my native language basically. So it really was annoying, and I was just like, the hell, like these people just, they just don't get it. And also I remember when we first so obviously if you're a boarder, you eat breakfast, lunch and dinner at school, it's like provided for you. And I remember when I had one of the first breakfasts that we went together, all as like because you go with your house, like your the boarding house. I remember for some reason, I don't know if Weetabix is a new thing, or if like for some reason I had just never had Weetabix before that. Like I really don't know how new or old Weetabix is, but basically I remember when I picked like my breakfast, I got like 4 slices of Weetabix in my bowl, and I was having like my other stuff, like I was having fruits or something. And I remember a girl, I'll call her Cynthia, she was like, are you gonna have any milk with that? And obviously I was trying to play it cool and be like, and act like I knew what I was even eating. And I was like, no, it's fine, I never add milk. Like thinking about it now, they must have really been thinking, who is this girl, and like where is she from? Because I literally had like 4 slices of Weetabix in my plate, and guys, I literally approached it like a biscuit, because for some reason I had never had Weetabix before and I'd never seen it, which I don't even understand why, because I'm pretty sure it was out by then, but I just didn't know what it was for some reason. And I remember that so vividly. And she was just like, when I said, no, I never have it with milk, I'd never had it before, so I didn't know what I was talking about. When I said that, she was just like, okay. Like I remember she was probably thinking, what, like this is weird, but whatever. So yeah, that was funny, and it was just like, it was just different. And I remember like they just used to, I guess they didn't probably mean to do it like in a mean way, but they were kind of really picky with the way I used to approach food and the way I ate. Like I remember we would have like really good dinners sometimes on Friday nights. We would have like chicken and chips or whatever, and obviously I'd eat the chicken to the bone because that's how you eat chicken. And I remember this other girl, she'd always pick on it and be like, oh my god, she ate everything like down to the bone, blah blah blah. Like I don't know, she was just being long and stuff. And it was really difficult because when I first came, obviously I was 12 at the time, but I hit puberty at a really early age. So like by then, by the age of 12, I already had like, my boobs were already really big, and like I was really, like I already had the same physique that I kind of have now. So I remember when I was in the in the uniform office, they had to get my uniform from the senior school, because like they didn't have the sizes for me in that prep school for some reason. And obviously it just made me feel kind of like different, because obviously everybody could get their uniform from the prep school, and mine had to be like taken from the senior school down, because they, like, especially with the shirt, like even till this day, like on the top side I'm like a 12/14, but when it comes to button shirts, even till this day I have to wear like a size 18 or size 20 because of my boobs, and like the buttons just wouldn't fit. So I remember like them having to like get my uniform from the senior school, and I just kind of felt for like a good 2 weeks I didn't really have the correct uniform, because like there was nothing in my size there. And it was really difficult, like understanding people, understanding the, you know, how things work. Like everything was so new to me, because like Togo and UK are 2 very different countries, and it really pisses me off till this day that they didn't even like dig deep enough to find where I'm actually from and just assume that I was from Ivory Coast because she came from Togo. Oh, she must be Ivorian. It literally doesn't make sense that they literally made me, they literally thought I was French that whole time. They had to put me in an English class for beginners. It really annoyed me. I was just like, what the hell? But yeah, no. And also I remember like when we used to do like fire alarm drills and stuff, like we would they explained it briefly what the fire alarm drills were for and what it was meant to do, but clearly I never understood it, because I remember when we had the first fire alarm drill, I literally got like, I remember taking like my laptop, my phone, and like I had like a box of Indomie, and I was like, should I take this? Like, 'cause I was thinking, take your most important things. And then we came outside to like the fireplace, and my house master was just like, what is she doing? He was like, oh, it's a drill, it's not real. And I was just thinking, like, at the time it didn't make sense to me. I was like, why are they doing like drills at this odd times in the day? Like, it's really just not that deep. But yeah, no, honestly, I'd say it took me a good 6 months to get used to life in the UK, and even at that I still wasn't used to it. And when I finished year 8 now and I was going to the senior school, obviously I had made some friends from the prep school to the senior school, and like, you know, I kind of, you know, understood what I was doing more. But honestly, sometimes when I tell people like, oh, I started boarding when I was 9, it sounds really like, because obviously you're really young when you're 9, so it sounds really like surprising, but it's really helped me because it's helped me in good and not so good ways. So the good ways it's helped me is become really independent with like my own company, and it's helped me to really learn how to adapt to a country, because I had been moved to like 2 different places where it's completely 2 different cultures, everything, and I was able to still kind of find my way. So it's helped me in that way. But at the same time, like, the negative of it now, I think, is like I'm so used to my own space, and like obviously I love my family to bits and stuff, but I can't envision myself living like in like a family home full time anymore, just because I've been doing this for years. Like I've been doing the whole, you know, living in your own space whilst you're in school or uni for years, and like, so for that reason I'm too used to my own space, I feel like, and which I think is good, but for some people they might think it's bad, because obviously it just means that you know, you might struggle living with people like full time because you've been so used to being on your own. But it's really helped, because I remember even in Togo, like there were people from different countries. There were like Togolese, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Ukrainians. So like I have a lot of international friends, and the reason why I have that is because I went to boarding school where I obviously lived with all these people for all those years, and it's really helped me for diversify my knowledge of like different cultures and stuff. Like even my eating, like one of my very good friends, she's half Chinese, and like I met her in boarding school in the UK when I went to the senior school, and like because she's the one that properly introduced me to Chinese food. Like when I say Chinese food, I'm not talking about like chicken chow mein, I'm talking about actual Chinese food like dim sum and stuff. Like she's the one that really introduced me to like Chinese food, so like I can't get enough of it. So it's really helped me expand my palate, expand my knowledge. Like when you live with so many different people from different countries, it helps you understand how other people live. Like obviously if you're only used to one thing in one country, you never see like differences, and then when you go to uni or something, like you think people are crazy because they live differently to you. But when you've been in boarding school, you're exposed to so many different cultures and stuff, and like you kind of get used to it. So no, honestly, I'd say it was so worth it. Like going to a boarding school is so worth it. But the friendships I made in school are the friendships that I know will last forever, because you literally become sisters. Like I mentioned this briefly with my video that I did with Hefsi, which should be out already. I mentioned this, that you literally become so close, and then you guys are like sisters and stuff. So I think it's worth it going abroad to study, and I think it's like worth it going to like being a boarder is worth it. Maybe not a full-time boarder though, because I was a full-time boarder and that was a lot. Like a weekly boarder, these days you have options for that kind of thing. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick story time and stuff and just talk about, and I'm sure there's loads of things that I probably forgot, because it's just this video is so on the spot, and I'm waiting for Iffy to get here so we can do our fire noodle challenge and do our other video. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the story time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, like it, subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. And I always ask this, but clearly you guys actually don't care, because I'm always asking what do you guys want to see, because I have a lot of ideas, luckily, but at the same time, in as much as I know what I want to do, I want to know what you guys want to see from me. Like I'm down to have like selections, I'm down to see your ideas and see if they fit with, you know, my ideas, which they might not, or they might. So if there's anything you guys want to see from me, like let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to provide it. But yeah, thanks for watching this quick video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, it says when she's hot.
No, it's not, but it just makes it flavor, like adds flavor.
Gozi. How do you open this?
Because I think Iffy.